Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmidt and this is my wife Samantha.
Hi.
And today we are watching episode 7 of Band of Brothers. Last episode was a pretty rough episode for Eugene, the medic, and the episode did a very good job of showcasing just the mental fatigue of war, or even just the elements of the environmental conditions that you're surrounded with. So it kind of focused on the mental aspect.
Right. Yeah, there wasn't as much action. We did have a decent amount of injuries, but those were kind of secondary to the action. That was what we were focusing on, was what happens after that injury.
Right.
And by focusing on Eugene, and we kind of saw, Winters realizing that Eugene was struggling, and trying to help him and giving him time back in the city, giving him a warm meal, and that just kind of ended up
not being the case. Yeah,
not panning out when the whole town was destroyed. So yeah, it was a very heavy episode. So but it sounds like they were quote unquote rescued.
Right.
So they're out of this situation. So we'll see what happens next.
Right, yeah, they hopefully are better equipped with winter gear, ammo, supplies, a way to evacuate injured, and hopefully maybe that improved a lot of the people's just mental fatigue. I'm loving watching this with you, and so I'm excited to keep it going.
Me too.
If you would like to see the full-length reaction to this, as well as everything else that we have reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And with that, let's get into episode 7 of Band of Brothers.
I've seen my friends, my men being killed. It doesn't take too many days of that, and you change dramatically.
I withstood it well, but I had a lot of trouble in later life, and you never forget them.
Already gonna start this episode.
Easy Company was once again called on to help push the Germans back through the bulge.
Whoa! Whoa!
You finally get his Luger?
Hubler had been talking about getting a Luger since Normandy.
Outstanding accuracy on my part, if I do say so myself.
Hey, Lipton.
Yeah.
Thanks for the help. You got it, Shifty.
I wonder how difficult it must be to dig
In the snow.
That dirt's got to be rock hard.
Yeah.
And where's Dyke? Where the hell is he? Where the hell does he ever go?
Okay, what the hell is that? He shot himself!
Oh no.
Doc, I wasn't touching her nothing. Damn it, Doc.
I
think maybe I hit both.
Listen to me, Hoob, it's okay.
You think it was a German leg, Hoob?
All right, hold on tight.
All right, let's get ready to move.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
That was fast.
Cut that main artery in the leg. That's it.
Where's Dyke? Just would have expected to get this kind of news from him.
Where is this guy?
Yeah, Dyke is just nowhere to be found.
Where's Dyke? I probably heard that question 1,000 times. Dyke wasn't a bad leader because he made bad decisions. He was a bad leader because he made no decisions.
It's interesting.
All right, I gotta make a call.
Doesn't instill much confidence.
No.
Dyke was a favor to somebody at Division. Sometimes we got the feeling E Company was an annoyance to him.
And in that town are these guys, and these guys are called Germans. These Germans got tanks. I know.
I wouldn't want to be a replacement officer coming in here. We all do our jobs. Everything will be fine.
You definitely get the feeling that Lipton is pretty much controlling Easy Company.
Not to protect Dyke, but to protect the integrity of the company.
He's just another one of those arrogant rich jerks from Yale.
Oh, God, not another one of those.
Division's not gonna let me replace him just because I got a bad feeling about him.
We all know who you'd like to have running easy. Trouble is, it's not your job anymore, Dick.
You do something crazy, get yourself knocked out of this thing.
I know, you'll kill me.
Even if you're dead, I'll still kill you.
He's all wound up like a spring.
Hey, he's fine.
Said if you want to make it as a paratrooper, you had to be the best.
You miss it?
Huntington.
Honestly, sir, I try not to think about it that much. Where are you from, sir?
What a weird guy.
Just like that, he's off. You miss being home? All right, bye.
To come by here, y'all remember to smile for the camera.
We didn't need to be fucking rescued by Pat. Got that?
Joe Toy had been at the aid station for 3 days, and everybody was glad to have him back.
I had to make sure you're on top of things.
We're on top of things.
What's that?
It's web replacement.
What's that?
Buck got shot in his rather large butt in Holland.
Yeah, kind of easy company tradition. Another chunk almost took out his nuts.
What was nuts, Sarge?
Lieutenant Ronald Speirs was one of the platoon leaders in D Company. He was already a legend.
He shot 20 POWs?
Well, actually, I heard it was more like 30.
Christensen, what are you men doing out here?
We're watching the lines, sir.
Carry on.
So scary.
He's very scary.
Oh, anyone care for smoke?
Uh-oh.
Hell no.
Now look at this shit! One of those 1st Battalion fuckers took a dump in my foxhole!
There were signs of tree bursts everywhere.
Jeez.
That got our attention.
Those trees are weapons themselves once they blow up.
Maybe they got a new target.
No, they're just waiting.
For what?
For us to reoccupy the position. Right, Lieutenant? Fine. You all take care of it.
He's like a ghost.
Yeah. It's almost worse because when he's there, he's just giving like incomplete
Orders.
yeah.
Hey, cover! Find some cover and find the foxhole! Come on, take cover!
These trees are just disintegrating.
What I saw that day was the most awesome and terrifying display of firepower I'd ever seen in my life. Of course, I wouldn't have been laughing if I'd known what happened to Joe Toy.
Oh no. He just got back.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
I ain't gonna get up. Stay in your foxholes! Stay in your foxholes!
Come on, Joe. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Oh no.
Coming! Come on, come on! No!
You get things organized here. I'm gonna go for help.
The worst leader.
Yeah.
Medic!
They're both somehow still alive.
Thank God, I love those two.
Oh.
Oof, it was still attached?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, I told you I'd beat you back to the States.
That was insane.
I guess he just couldn't take seeing his friends Toy and Garnier all torn up like that. No one ever thought any less of him for it.
You organize things here, and I'm gonna go for help.
That's really good.
That's okay.
You thought that was tight.
Yeah.
Great impression of Dyke.
You think so? I thought it was a little off.
It doesn't do anybody any good, okay?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Nice ass.
Oh my god. Come on, just get to a foxhole. Oh. Oh my god.
Larky's best friends in the company had been Compton, Muck, and Pankala. In less than a week, he'd seen 2 of them die.
It's Hoops, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they know when to give it a rest. Like,
Right.
the most important thing to them is to stay.
Right.
Tried to dig a foxhole with his bare hands.
Private.
He didn't
Oh
notice
my
that he'd
God.
torn off all his fingernails. Fear is poison in combat. Something we all felt, but you just didn't show it.
No one thinks anything less of anyone,
No.
but it's just, like you said, it's important to get the fear out of there.
I was afraid the men would lose focus, suffer a drop in morale. Now it was time for the inevitable assault on Foy itself. But all in all, I have every confidence in the men, sir.
Good.
But
Right, yeah, but
But on the other hand, I have no confidence in our CO, sir. I gotta tell you, sir, I think he's gonna get a lot of easy company men killed.
I mean, Winters has wanted to replace him for a while. He just couldn't do
he doesn't
anything.
have anybody, yeah.
You gotta move in there fast. Get in there before they can bring their mortars and artillery down on you. Keep moving! Hold up! Second platoon, hold up!
Oh my god.
Don't move!
Oh.
Go forward! Fucking winners, What's the plan? Okay,
this.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
I got you! Sir, we are sitting ducks here.
Battalion commander, now get back here! Speirs, get yourself over here! Get out there and relieve Dyke and take that attack on in!
Come on, Webb. Let's go, kid.
Mortars and grenade launchers on that building till it's gone. When it's gone, I want first to go straight in. Forget going around. Everybody else follow me.
Yes, sir.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Fire!
Jeez.
Sir, I think they're gonna pull back. If we don't connect with I, they're gonna slip away.
Oh my god.
I think they couldn't quite believe what they were seeing.
Just running through all of them.
That after he hooked up with I Company, he came back.
He is insane. Some real leadership.
Oh.
Second floor, building on the right. Don't miss, Shifty.
Good thing he's a great shot.
Shot me right through my ass.
It's an easy company tradition.
I guess a lot of the men thought once we'd taken Foy, they'd get us off the line, but that wasn't to be. It was the first time we'd spent a night indoors in a month.
Must feel amazing.
The sisters there brought in their choir to sing for us. It was heaven. We'd come into Belgium with 121 men and officers plus 24 replacements. We were going out with 63.
Jeez.
Garnier was badly wounded and Hubler died accidentally. Joe Toy had lost his leg. Kenneth Webb, Harold Webb, Alex Pankala, and Skip Muck, Buck Compton. And one bad one, Norman Dyke.
You ever notice with stories like that? Everyone says they heard it from someone who was there. Knew there was some value to the men thinking he was the meanest, toughest son of a bitch in the whole Roman Legion.
They're happy to have a good leader again.
Well, from what I've heard, they've always had one. Every day kept the spirits up, kept the men focused, gave them direction. You don't have any idea who I'm talking about, do you?
No, sir.
Ever since Winters made battalion, you've been the leader of Easy Company. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Give me chills.
He deserves it.
Thanks for crapping in our foxholes, you shitheads.
Hey, it's our pleasure.
It's a powerful statement.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That was episode 7 of Band of Brothers. What'd you think?
That was a pretty quick moving episode in comparison to a couple of the past episodes, especially the previous episode to this one. There was a lot of changes. There was a lot more action. And, you know, there's a lot of changes. Like, we're seeing different people come into leadership roles. Some of the original Easy Company were injured. We lost, I think, what, 3 or 4 major characters.
Right.
So there was just a lot going on in that one. It was very chaotic. The camera even, and just while they were in the forest and the amount of attacks they were going through in the forest, the lights and the
cinematography
just
of that.
Everything was just overwhelming. So obviously we can't even imagine being in that position, but that was just incredible. And then to go into, you know, their fight after having waited a month
staring at this town to then assault Foy.
Yeah, and they, you know, they're going in with no leadership.
No, Dyke was a waste.
Yeah, it wasn't even no leadership, it was terrible leadership.
I think there's obviously a difference between a situation like Buck, where it's not his fault what happened to him, and no one thought any less of him. It was just known that he just needed to stop, and that was just the horrors of war that did that to him.
And that was a toll on him, but it was a gradual.
Yeah, but the difference is Dyke was just never qualified to be. You know, it was just a well-connected soldier who was put in that position, and Winters wanted him removed much earlier than, much before Lipton came with his concerns. It's just he couldn't do anything.
Right.
So him, you know, freezing up in battle was expected and warned about, just couldn't be avoided. But once it happened, it gave Winters the opportunity to replace him with Speirs.
Mm-hmm. And Speirs was
super heroic.
Yeah, that was crazy. That entire scene, him just busting through, the fact that the Germans had no clue what was happening. I had no clue what was happening. I was just in awe watching him.
Yeah.
And I think that conversation at the end there was super important. And it kind of gave him a little more humanity than what we've seen so far.
Right, because we don't even know the stories what's true of Speirs.
Exactly.
But just him saying, like, you know what, like, it kind of, this mystery around me helps me lead men.
Exactly.
And but even throughout the whole episode, this episode's unique because it's narrated by Donnie Wahlberg's character Lipton.
Mm-hmm.
And you see how well he took care of Easy Company by, you know, running around when they're getting shelled and getting people into foxholes, saving people. You know, one of the first men on the scene when someone was injured, even though he's not a medic.
And he didn't even realize it. For his conversation with Speirs, he didn't realize
the impact. He knew that he needed to help, but I don't think he realized how important he was to keeping Easy Company together through, I think, according to them, one of the worst months of their time in Europe. Just being in those like winter conditions, being shelled at, trees exploding on you. Yeah, because I mean, Lipton was, you know, even just the little things, giving a reason not to hate Dyke, which it's like, well, why is he protecting Dyke? But he's not. He's just trying to preserve this, like, the image of Easy Company. Or when that guy was doing the imitation of Dyke, and he's like, hey, great imitation, just don't do it again.
Yeah, it's not good for the morale, and he knows what's important in order to keep them strong together.
Right.
Is the common enemy cannot be internal. The common enemy is the Germans.
Right.
So he was just important in so many ways, and I really liked that conversation at the end with Speirs and Lipton.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to kind of see how that progresses, that relationship, and how Speirs, you know, handles Easy Company as a whole. Because really, in any job that you're in, and you need to have like someone that you can rely on and that you look up to, and they have Winters. So it's okay for Speirs to kind of be, you know, the hard ass.
Yeah, that's the scary figure.
Yeah, but he's still very well respected.
Oh yeah. And
even more so after that.
That's one of my favorite parts in all of Band of Brothers. It's just him running. Just, you know, Winters is just like, when he's about to go in and then he gets called back and he's just like, Speirs! And he just sends Speirs in there and he's running through, jumps through like an explosion and just immediately gives orders, and then just, it's him. It's not, he doesn't give orders. He just is like, okay, wait right here, and then runs through all of them.
Yeah.
You know Speirs from
Gossip
Girl.
Yeah.
I know Speirs from running through a bunch of Germans. So maybe if you ever rewatch Gossip Girl, you'll look at him much different and be like, oh my god, this guy's scary.
Yeah.
But no, I love this episode, and I think just the special effects and the cinematography of all of the shelling of the forest, it's incredible. I mean, Band of Brothers was made after Saving Private Ryan, but it's still, I mean, at this point, it's what, almost 2 decades old or something like that. And I mean, the way that they filmed this whole series, it's so practical, it's so realistic. When you see these guys running through these trees exploding, you feel like they're running through trees explode. It doesn't seem like CGI or anything. It's just so realistic. And this episode, I feel like, does a great job with just the way that they use lighting and the explosions, the camera work, the whole, every sequence where it's blowing off, the trees are blowing up, kind of like Lipton's character, where he's just like looking at it in amazement, saying it's the most spectacular thing he's ever seen. It is an incredibly spectacular thing to witness, purely from just a film production or a TV production, aside from it being an incredible story. So yeah, this episode had a lot of great moments, and then it ends with you realizing how many men Easy Company has lost, panning through all of those characters and having them dissolve away. It's just a very strong episode.
Yeah, I agree.
We really enjoyed this episode. We're loving the series so far. So we want to thank everyone for all the support and for hanging out and watching Band of Brothers with us. If you would like to see the full-length reaction to this, as well as everything else that we have reacted to, you can find the link to our Patreon in the description. If you would like to interact with us on any other types of social media, you can find all those links in the description as well. So with that, peace everyone.
Bye.
Bye.